If potty training feels like a disaster, it might not be your kid. It might actually be you making mistakes that you don't even know you're making. Let's talk about the top 10 mistakes that parents are making during potty training. Hi, my name is Missy Yandow. I'm the owner of Slumber and Bloom. I'm a dual certified potty training coach and a sleep consultant. Let's jump right in with the number one tip that parents tend to make is potty training too soon. Many times parents are potty training on their own timeline and not necessarily on their child's body readiness. This could mean that you're potty training in conjunction with school breaks or work vacations, or perhaps your child is going to preschool and it's mandatory that they're potty trained. So all of that is completely understandable. However, if your child is not developmentally ready for potty training, it's not going to go well. Reason number two is that you are prompting your child way too often. This actually results in more resistance from your child because they don't want to be told what to do in the first place, because hello, they're toddlers. And if you're continuing to tell them over and over again, gotta go potty, gotta go potty, gotta go potty, they're just gonna get so annoyed and be like, no, I'm never going again. Flying through to number three is using pull-ups. Listen, I get it. You don't want to mess, you don't want pee and poop all over your house, but pull-ups are diapers. The only thing that pull-ups are going to do is let your child know, hey, this is the same feeling as a diaper. This is not making a mess. This feels good. This feels comfortable. This feels like the same thing I've always felt my entire life. They're going to continue using it until you take it away. Mistake number four goes hand in hand, and that is skipping being bottomless or commando. Now, I will 100% of the time recommend going completely bottomless. You can get my entire step-by-step guide on everything that I recommend for potty training in the description box down below. You can get the course, you can get just the guide, but obviously the course is going to give you more information than the guide. But I understand if you don't want to spend the money on the course and you want to just get the guide, it's in the description box down below and in the comment section, so it's always easy to find. Or you can go to slumberandbloom.com and check out all of the resources that I have on my website. Anyways, skipping the bottomless or commando phase is not doing any favors for your child, and it's actually probably dragging out the process and making it take longer and longer. This is because when they're wearing a diaper, pull-ups, underwear, it all has the same muscle memory around their little tushy, and it's giving them that safe feeling of, this is going to catch my pee and poop, I don't need to use the toilet. So when you skip that part of the process, you're really just making the entire thing take so much longer, and it's going to take your child a lot longer to understand, hey, I need to stop doing this in my underwear, I need to go do it in the toilet. Because why would they make that connection if you just told them that they should go in the potty? That they've never used a day in their life and they've always used this diaper and it's always been great. So let's just keep going the way that we've always gone. But you need to break that muscle memory and do either bottomless or commando. Mistake number six is having a negative reaction to accidents. When you make your child feel like they did something wrong, which obviously, yes, it's wrong to pee on the floor, but when you're making them feel shame and punishment over that, it's not going to make the process go very well. It's one thing to say, oops, pee goes in the potty. That's it, leave it at that. Instead of, no, pee does not go on the floor, pee goes in the potty. I think we know which one makes more sense. Mistake number seven is when you are using the adult size toilet, which is totally fine if that's your journey. But when you're letting your kids' feet dangle, it is not conducive to pooping. So if your kid is just sitting to pee and that's like a quick trip and all they have to do is pee, that's fine. And it's not gonna be the end of the world if their legs are dangling, but when your kid needs to poop and their legs are dangling, it's not conducive. From the moment before you started potty training, your child's feet were on the floor while they were pooping. Unless you have a kid who likes to poop laying down. A lot of kids will poop standing or squatting, but their feet are on steady ground. And also you want your child's knees above their hips if you can, so they're in a squatting position and they have that pressure to push if they need to push down on their feet. When their legs are dangling, it's just not going to be very conducive to proper pooping. Mistake number 8 is asking your child if they need to go to the bathroom. I know this sounds similar going back to number 2, where I said that too much prompting is going to be a problem, but if you are asking your child if they need to go potty, then that is definitely not going to work either. There is a very delicate balance between telling your child it's time to go potty and avoiding that resistance and pushback. So let's give a little example. Let's say it's bedtime and part of the bedtime routine is going to the bathroom. So if it's the very beginning of your routine and you've done all your cleanup and your house is closed down for the night and you're ready to put your kid in bed, it is more beneficial to say something like, do you want to use the upstairs potty or the downstairs potty? As opposed to, okay, we're all cleaned up, do you want to go potty? We're not asking, we're telling, but we're still offering choices. So in this scenario, you're asking which potty your child wants to use. So that's the question. The question is not, do you want to go potty? It's, which potty do you want to use? So when we reframe our terminology like that, it is a lot more likely that your child is going to pick a potty and just go. They're not thinking of having a power struggle because the power is already in their choice. Mistake number 9 is giving up too soon. I can't tell you, even a couple days ago, I had a mom reach out. She said, I took your course, I did all the things, I am using all the tips and tricks that you gave, and we're on day 1, we've had 7 accidents, and I just don't know if he's ready. And I said, stay the course. Not every child understands, and it doesn't always click on day 1. So she stayed the course, and guess what happened on day 2? He got it. If she had given up after day 1, then who knows how much longer she would have had to wait thinking that he wasn't ready when he really was ready. He just needed another day to figure it out before it really clicked in his brain. So don't give up. Trust the process. And remember that no one learns anything perfectly the first time. Sometimes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times, okay? They're toddlers. They need to learn, they need to make mistakes, they need to explore, and they need to figure it out on their own. You're there to be your child's biggest supporter, biggest cheerleader, and help them along this journey on something that they're learning how to do. They're learning what their body feels like. You can't teach them that. You can be there to support them, but do not give up too soon. Mistake number 10 is using inconsistent or confusing language. I cannot stand or condone when parents use phrases like cookie for vagina. You do not want to make that mistake, because not only does your child need to be able to communicate what they're feeling and what's going on, they need to not confuse it with food or something else, and they need to be able to communicate with anyone around them that if something hurts or if something happened, they need to be able to say my vagina. It is perfectly fine to say the word vagina and penis and butt and butthole, whatever you want to say. I don't care, but it needs to be. Actually, I do care. I do care if you're using proper terminology, because you cannot be saying things like someone touched my cookie, because then they're gonna go to daycare or preschool and their teacher's just gonna think that someone ate their snack instead of maybe somebody is molesting the child. And I know that is not something that we ever want to think about or talk about, but it has to be said. Let's move on. There is a wild dog running around crazy in my backyard, not on their leash, and their person is trying to catch them. I don't love that, but anyways. Don't forget to grab Potty Party the course or Potty Party the guide. One or the other is going to get you from point A to point B, and keep blooming. Mwah.